So in today's video, what I wanted to talk about is the image that you are seeing on screen right now. I tweeted this out yesterday and I also did do a live stream, but I do understand that a lot of people don't want to look through 2.5 hours of live stream footage and find this information out. So what I wanted to do is break it down in a video for you guys. The gameplay in the background, you're probably going to see only a little bit of it because I will be talking about this image quite a lot in today's video, but the gameplay in the background is reverse boosted gameplay. If you guys don't want to watch it, then it's fine. It's just how I have fun, and yeah, that's that when it comes to the gameplay. But moving on to this image, I wanted to talk about it a little bit more, and I will say that this is not a leaked video. This is not leaks. This is simply applying logic and knowledge to the development of Call of Duty games from what we've seen in the past, and of course what I know from various different people within the community. What I will say is that we're probably still 2, 3, even 4 months away from being able to find out information such as the setting and the title name and stuff like that of the next title. But what I wanted to do is talk about this a little bit more and apply some basic knowledge that pretty much Sledgehammer Games, it is going to be their turn to release a title this year. So let's just get into this and talk about it a little bit. So first of all, Black Ops Cold War, of course, released in 2020, and essentially at the beginning of our timeline here, this is where the problem started for the Call of Duty titles, when Treyarch needed to take over development of Sledgehammer Games' title at the time and release it for 2020. So if you're not aware, what happened is that Sledgehammer Games and Raven were working on a Call of Duty title. However, there was a lot of problems, and Activision told Treyarch that they must take over development and develop their title, essentially CoD 2020, to release in 2020, which of course ended up being Black Ops Cold War. Now, what's interesting about this is that Treyarch didn't start from scratch. They adapted and changed a lot of stuff that Sledgehammer Games was working on to fit in with their own universe. So they had 18 months to develop Black Ops Cold War, but it wasn't completely new. It wasn't a new title, yet when the game released, we still had only 8 multiplayer 6v6 maps, we still had a lack of weapons, and just overall a lack of content, and I think that should set the tone for where we're moving forward with the future of the next couple of games, especially if Infinity Ward do release their title this year instead of Sledgehammer Games. Now, moving on down our timeline, we can see that Sledgehammer Games starts Decade 2 and the development of the next Call of Duty title in August 2019. Now, I was told this is when the next Call of Duty title for Sledgehammer started. This is when all of the kinks were sorted within the studio. They started to hire a lot of different people, and essentially Sledgehammer Games is a brand new studio now, so we can't really look at previous Sledgehammer Games as being, for whatever reason, if you're looking at Sledgehammer Games as being a bad studio or a good studio, we can't necessarily look at that being the case anymore because the team is completely different and it is pretty much brand new. So basically look at Sledgehammer Games as being an entirely new studio being brought on to develop Call of Duty. So that is when that happened, and they started in August 2019, which, if the next Call of Duty title releases in November 2021, that is 2 years and 3 months of pure development time. Of course, they're having to deal with COVID. You're probably going to hear me mention COVID quite a bit during this video, but essentially they've got 2 years and 3 months of development time to release the next Call of Duty title, which isn't unheard of. Of course, Treyarch and Infinity Ward used to do a 2-year development cycle, so 2 years and 3 months development time is appropriate. It is definitely possible to release a Call of Duty title within that time. But then as we move into Infinity Ward, this is where the big cracks start to show, and this is where it gets very interesting indeed. Of course, Modern Warfare released on October 25, 2019, then Warzone released on the 10th of March 2020. But then what happened is that COVID hit, and then they basically needed to do a lot of post-launch content for Call of Duty Warzone. I've seen a few comments saying that, well, yes, they did do some post-launch content, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the whole studio was doing post-launch content. And I agree, which could mean that we could have add a couple more months onto Infinity Ward's development time. Let's say we add another 4 months, which would put it like around about May 2020. That is still only 1 year and 6 months of development time, which is the same as Treyarch's, but Treyarch had basically some foundations to build off, but now Infinity Ward are starting from scratch, and that is a big ouch, especially if that title releases this year, because we're essentially going to be getting what we did with Black Ops Cold War, where we're not getting a lot of content from launch, and then it does kind of hinder the future of that title. So what happened is that, of course, COVID hit round about March and April, and that's when, I think it was April, when all of studios had to start working from home and stuff like that, which caused a lot of problems. But then they needed to start working on Warzone post-launch content and Modern Warfare post-launch content, which essentially meant that they didn't really start development of their Call of Duty title for 2022 or whenever it's going to be until September 2020. So that is very interesting, and that is why it just makes sense that Sledgehammer Games will be releasing their title this year. What I've been told, and I guess this is a little bit of a leak, is that essentially both developers are in somewhat of an internal race to see who can get the more polished game out first, and then that is the title that will release. But purely based on the constraints of COVID, purely based on the development times of each Call of Duty title, I think that we will be seeing a Sledgehammer Games title released this year. And as for the setting and the title and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of different rumours and leaks going around the community as of late. And what I will say is that if we do get an Advanced Warfare 2, I can't see it being called Advanced Warfare 2, or if it is, it's likely to be a prequel of the original Advanced Warfare. Now, like I said, in terms of my speculation, this is not a leaked video, but Warzone is going to have a Sledgehammer Games integration because it makes the more sense. The whole purpose of Warzone is to convert those free-to-play players into paid players by purchasing whichever title is integrated at the time. And I just can't see, for example, an EM1 laser rifle being in Warzone. It just doesn't make sense to me. So whichever title is going to release next, I think we're probably going to see a title possibly set in the future. If it is set in the future, then it will only be maybe 10-20 years in the future. But maybe we could see a Call of Duty World War II title, possibly like World War II, but maybe a prequel or sequel or something like that, where it would make a lot more sense for the weapons to be integrated into Warzone, or it could be just a modern or even a future title, but not set too far into the future where it wouldn't make sense for the Warzone integration. And it's entirely possible as well, a lot of people have not been picking up on this, but it is possible that Sledgehammer Games could be working on Modern Warfare 2 instead of Infinity Ward. That isn't one of those things that is out of the realms of possibilities. So I'm just throwing that little bit of speculation out there. Like I said, this isn't a leaked video. If you're looking for leaked information, then this isn't it. But instead, what this is basically applying some knowledge and some common sense to the development times of Call of Duty and doing a little bit of speculation along the way. So anyway guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and let me know as well what you would like me to cover in a future video. Do you want to see some more videos like this? Would you like to see some actual leaks or anything like that? Let me know down in the comment section below. That will be greatly appreciated. But anyway guys, I've been Long Sensation. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.